We are returning back to Blaze's second week here, and things have been going really well with his training sessions. Our team will be focusing on more of his distance recalls, as well as making sure his overall obedience is ready for when he heads home.
All right, so right now we have Blaze on the field. We are going to be seeing how good his recalls are while there are some distractions. In our little graveyard dog area, we do have some other dogs, so that might cause a little bit more of a distraction. All right, so right now I'm going to free him up and then let him go anywhere. I want him to get distracted for me to give him that recall. Blaze, come. Come on, buddy, come on. Good, nope. Come here, come on. Yes, good boy. So he still ended up coming to me. What we need to work on now is him coming when calling, because I had to add a little bit of pressure. So that, and he needs to be able to come and sit in front of me. So that's what we still need to work on just a little bit. So I'm gonna free him up again, free. One scenario where these would be very helpful is when you guys are at a dog park or anything like that, and say there's a dog that doesn't look friendly and their parents are bringing them in, and you want to recall Blaze. That's when this would really help you guys out in the long run, as well as say he accidentally gets loose somewhere outside in your neighborhood. You can be able to recall him and he will come to you instead of you chasing him. Blaze! Blaze, come here, come on. Good, yes, good boy. Good buddy, good boy. Yeah, free. That was a good one. That was great. I didn't have to use any type of leash pressure to recall him that time. I just used my voice and my happiness and my treats.
So we are wrapping up the second week of Blaze's transition. He's doing phenomenal. Danielle is going to be picking him up, and so we're going to be making sure that Keely is really proofing all of those obediences that he really needs to work on, especially that heel work, and as well as those recall commands and understanding to keep all four paws on the floor. As of right now, he definitely understands the concept of that, so it's amazing. Now we just got to make sure we transfer all of that to Danielle so that their at-home transition goes great for them. And he's looking great. He's getting his bath today so that he's very nice and clean for when he is working with mom, and making sure that he can follow through with all of that obedience and just being able to send to place when needed, and just overall understanding the new expectations now that he's going to be heading home. So as you are working with Mr. Blaze, it is super important that, of course, we are sending him home on a prong. The reason, and a training call, and then trailing call. The reason that we're sending him home on a prong is because he was following through. He understood the basics of a training collar, but with the prong, it kind of gives you, especially having kids with the house, things happening. He's still a puppy. It's gonna help him have more control with you and just him overall with a prong. And so that prong, especially this first week, is going to consist of you leaving on the prong and the training collar. Clip it on, leave it hanging throughout this first week. You're not going to be taking him out on those public walks or at all to your neighborhood walks this first week, just because we want to make sure that all the information is more than enough being transferred in a very controlled environment. If you automatically start taking him out into those public areas and you really haven't worked with him inside at home, you bet he's probably going to be like, things are happening, I can't control myself, compared to if you start working with him already from the beginning. All the tools that you're going to be utilizing are for you to then continue to use them at the house, not just for this last week, but from now on. These are there to help you. All these commands are there to help you guys along this whole process. And so I had Keely really work with him a lot, and so she was really able to get a lot of the behaviors out of him and really make sure that all of his obedience was really making sure we were proofing it, and I was there as well to help him throughout the whole process. And so what we definitely make sure that we worked on was, of course, making sure that he understands heel, making sure that he understands place. Place means go, stay there, lay there, turn around, stay laying down, and wait for a command and don't get up. If he gets up, it is your job as a handler to correct that behavior and hold him accountable for any of the little puppy behaviors he starts having. So if he tries to get up and walk away because Blaze is really like one of your other children, is what you're gonna have to think of him as, like a child. Yeah. And so it's super important that the same way that you're pretty much telling your kids to like, go do your homework, and you use that like mom voice, you're gonna have to use that mom voice with Blaze. Because if you're just like, go ahead, being goofy with it, playing around, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, mom, it's go time. Yeah. And especially because you're gonna be working with him a lot, it is super important that all this information is more than enough transferred so that he's not being rude to you, especially when you have so many things going on. Place is gonna be one of your most beneficial commands to give him, because he gets to go lay down, stay in the same area without being put away in crate. And so that's one of the things that he started learning here, that when we put him on Place, he was able to be on Place for a good 30 minutes and just kind of watch everything that's going on without constantly having to get up. It took him some time because, yes, like I said, he's very puppy and like he gets distracted. Things are happening, especially here. It's that perfect opportunity for us to teach him here, because there's gonna be a lot more distractions here because we had many dogs here compared to at home. This is why we say the first week has to be very controlled, has to be making sure that anything that he's not supposed to do, you're quick to tell him, and use the leash. The leash is gonna be your communicator to tell him that you're not okay with those bad behaviors, especially if he tries to jump. No. Making sure that he understands to leave the 4 paws on the floor. If he tries to do that, you gotta make sure that you're very clear with what exactly you're asking him to do.
Today, Blaze's transition went really well. Danielle got the gist of things perfectly. She was able to correct and hold Blaze very accountable, and it seems like they're gonna do super well at home. I think the only kind of problem they might have is just when he first comes home, he's gonna have all those same puppy problems, the excitement, the jumps, but he just hasn't seen his family in 2 weeks. So I think one day he'll slide, and then after day 1, he's ready to go. So we wish them the best of luck, and we'll be keeping in touch, and we'll see them soon.